Welcome back to another game review video of open source and free RPG games. So these are role-play games, and the games are Free Droid, Flare, Free Dink, Erebus, and Dungeon Crawl, or Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. And again, these games are completely free to download and play. They're also open source, which means the source code is free. You can get in there and make changes to this game, help improve the artwork or the music, or help code directly on these games, which can be a lot of fun. So if you're interested in getting involved, check out the corresponding websites in the link of this video to learn more about how you can help out in the development of each of these games. Let's dive right in with Free Droid, the first game. Free Droid's a game very similar to the Diablo series, so the game Diablo. It's a 2D, kind of a top-down at this angle view. You go on different quests and try to, ultimately you're trying to free the world. There's like it's like in the future, so you have robots versus humans, and the robots are trying to take over. So you're trying to fight against these evil robots, and so you, of course, can combat. I think there's they claim to have like 50 different weapons, so you got multiple different weapons and items that you can collect. The gameplay is supposed to take about 10 hours if you play through the full game. There's also a map editor. That's pretty cool, so you can actually build your own map, or you can take the existing game and apply changes to it and add or delete different objects. So that's pretty cool, and actually a lot of these RPG games we're looking at today have built-in map editors, so you can do things like this. The next game is Flare, and Flare is also going to be very similar to Diablo, or I should say somewhat similar to Diablo. So again, it's like a 2D, but like at a kind of a 3D offset angle. You travel around quite a large world. You can interact with people, so you can trade. You collect money and you can trade items. You can buy and sell. You can just talk with people and try to figure out what the heck's going on in this story. You've got these different like teleport stations where you can transport to different locations you've discovered. This is early on in the game, and so none of these are available yet. Lots of different caverns and dungeons that you can explore, and overall pretty good, I would say really good artwork and really good attention to detail in this game, especially for an open source project. So again, if you play Diablo, it's going to be very similar to Diablo as well. You've got mana, experience, a health bar, yeah. This next game is Free Dink, and so I guess this is patterned after a game called Dink Smallwood that was like a 90s game, and the engine's been rebuilt, and now it's open sourced, or this version is an open source version. So it's kind of like Zelda. The only thing is, it's like the RPG Zelda games, but it's like has like a comical side to it. So although it is a real game, it's kind of like witty, and like a lot of the responses, and a lot of the things you can do are kind of like comical. But you've got this world you can explore, you can go in houses, you can destroy, you know, it's just a lot of different things you can interact with in these in this world. This next game is Erebus, or Erebus, I'm not sure how you say it. So this game is really cool. You can choose between like Ranger, Elf, or a couple of other ones. And basically you explore these different caverns and you try to defeat different, here's like a goblin, you have different enemies that you're trying to defeat. Lots of different items you can get. You've got magic and spells and different items, different kinds of weapons. You'll notice the artwork is interesting. So here you are picking up like a gold ring and some things that enemy dropped. So the artwork is vector-based. It's not tile-based. So kind of interesting the way that they do that. And so it has a much different look and feel to it than some RPG games. I guess there's like, what was it, 3 main quests in this game, and then lots of different offshoots. Also a pretty good map editor, so you can build your whole, your own game essentially if you wanted to. Using this as a platform, as an engine. The last game we'll look at is, I'm not sure if it's Dungeon Crawl or Crawl, so it's like a rogue type game. It's going to be turn-based, and I'm not really into Dungeons and Dragons, but I guess this is sort of like Dungeons and Dragons maybe. Is there like digital versions of that game? So basically, you're exploring this dungeon, And every time you move, different nearby enemies move as well. And so it is turn-based. You can take your time and think about as until you move, and then you can either move to a square adjacent to you, or you can click a certain part in the dungeon and just move there very quickly. But every time you move, just keep in mind it's taking a turn, depending on what items you have. There's lots of different items, spells, and different things you have in this. So again, you have like health and magic as kind of two main bars that you're paying attention to. Then other people you can either interact with or fight with, people and different enemies that you encounter in this dungeon. So a pretty cool game. And again, it is an open source project, so you can get involved in actually improving and contribute to this game, create your own maps as well. So these are some of the free open source RPG games I wanted to share with you today. Hopefully you found this video informative. Go ahead and like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll catch you in the next video.